What's going on? Welcome back to another episode. My name is Jarrel, aka the Healthy CEO. And in today's episode, we're gonna just get back to it, what we normally talk about, which is event spaces. All right. So in this episode, I'm gonna break down how you can go ahead, get your event space step by step and I'm trying to break this down for you in under 15 minutes or less. So this 15 minutes is I'm breaking down how you get it and actually the actionable step behind marketing that thing for you, launching it, what that kind of looks like all in 15 minutes. So how you get it and how you launch it, in 15 minutes. I break a lot of these things down for aspiring event space owners and current event space owners. What I did was I went ahead and created a toolkit for your event space business. So just to give you kind of an idea, and I got email sequences in this. I got a content calendar because I see so many event space owners what do I post for content? Don't know what type of content you should be posting. I got my deal formula. So how you should actually price your venue to maximize. And so what do you want to make? You want all inside my event space toolkit. So you can grab the toolkit down below. It's going to say event space toolkit and a link, and you click that link, you go grab it down below. But let's jump into the video right now. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to define the purpose of your space. You need to understand what type of space that you're looking to do. And I think this is more important. Forget my past videos, and not forget them, but go watch them. But you'll see the progression of how I'm breaking down how you should get it. And this year, as you're watching this in this current date, as you're watching this is more than ever. What are you going to be using the event space for? So your niche, that's what that is. What are you going to be using it for? All right. Looking at my notes here. The next thing is setting a budget. What does your budget look like? How much money do you have and how much funding do you potentially need? People are always asking, well, how much is it going to be? Spaces are different. The real estate, you got to stop looking at this oh, it's just every business out there. It's not. It's a business to where it's a brick and mortar business. It's a real estate business, and real estate fluctuates city to city, state to state. Okay, so I'm out of Chicago, Illinois. Real estate is going to be more expensive in Chicago, Illinois than other places in maybe Illinois, right? So what is your budget though? What does your financial situation look like? Outline that, write that down, and be realistic. What do you realistically have to spend each and every month? And if you don't got no extra, that may mean that you need more funding up front. If you do got a little bit extra, that's going to count. So one of the things in setting your budget that you want to keep in mind is you want to have some source of income. All about telling you how to get started with little to no money, but it's harder and harder to do that now because more and more people, it's a lot of people that got in the industry and they messed it up for you. Right now, you've been sitting on this idea for years and you haven't moved on it for years. And if it's still new to you, I'm telling you, you need to take action on it ASAP, right? So you got that, right? You have the setting your budget, right? And then you need to take a real honest thought on according to your niche, how many people you actually want in the space. So how many people your occupancy? Because these are questions that your real estate agent is going to ask you, okay, and stuff. Now, when it comes to choosing a location, and before you even get there, you want to get a real estate agent. Yes, you can do it on your own, but if you do it on your own, you want to learn from somebody who's done it on their own, or you watch a bunch of videos on YouTube, probably my videos, and kind of just figure it out. Doing it on your own may take a little bit longer, okay? It may not. A lot of it that has to do with how fast you get your space has to do with that setting your budget. It has to do with that income. How much money do you honestly have? And if you need funding, if you got the credit score with little to no derogatories, you got little to no derogatories, basically no derogatory remarks, you got that in between, honestly, to be good, you got that 680 or above, but you can still swing it with a 620, 650, right? Depending on if they're looking at credit. I'm not telling you that this is guaranteed with a 620 or 650. I'm saying what I've seen people do over the years as I've coached people, mentored them on how to do it, right? I'm not gonna so I'm just letting you know, disclaimer. If you don't have the credit, you gotta have something. If you ain't got the credit, you gotta know somebody who got the money and the credit. If you got the money but you ain't got the credit, you just need to find somebody that got the credit, or you just need to be able to negotiate the process, right? Then, like I said, you're going to need that real estate agent. That real estate agent is going to be the person that's going to find the locations for you. There's no reason for you to go out here this day and age in this season right now for you to go out here and look for these properties on your own 100%. Do your market research to find the best location. It needs to make sense. Make it make sense. So what is the walk-by traffic looking like? What does all of these different things look like, right? Choose the best location for, like, put yourself in your potential client's shoes. What does that look like? Is this a location that you want to come to? When you treat it like a real estate deal, you'll move like it's a real estate deal, and it'll make you doing it will make more sense. A lot of people just get spaces just to get them. And then them doing that, they get them anywhere, and then they don't generate the income. And they're like, well, you got to make it easy on yourself. You want a space that has walk-by traffic. Why would you want a space that's dipped off in the cut somewhere? I want walk-by traffic, right? So do market research, but this market research also looks at how many venues are in the area. That shouldn't deter you for it versus how many people are in the area. What's the population? Split up the numbers. If it's like, okay, well, if 25% of that population, if you got an audience of 10 to 15,000, 20,000, 30,000 people that you can kind of claim on your own, you know what I'm saying? In terms of like who you can market to, and you can pretty much know, like, I can market to those people. It's basically a populated area. You want a highly populated area because that means everybody might not mess with the event venue down the street. Everybody might not mess with the one, 2 blocks away from you. But because of what your niche is, they're going to come to you. Like, finding like the best location, you have to get someone that's willing to negotiate on your behalf for you, and that has your best interest at heart. And if you don't know how to negotiate, and if you don't know how to do these things, or if you're still struggling and you got a real estate agent and all this stuff, yeah, you need to just keep it simple. Go get a mentor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go get a mentor. Like that's it. Like, text mentor to 312-469-0955. Keep it super simple. Don't overthink the process. But outside of that, so like, we've found our niche. We know what our budget looks like. We know what our credit looks like. We've got a real estate agent. We've done our market research, okay? After that, it's just consistency. Like, a lot of people don't get spaces because they don't look for them long enough. Getting a space is so similar to like buying a property. Even though you're probably going to be leasing, you want to lease, right? And it's pros and advantages to both, right? This ain't the video for that because, again, I want to deliver something very short, sweet, to the point. But you actually, like, you got to treat it like you're buying the property, even though you might be leasing it. You have to look at it from an investment. You have to put yourself in a real estate investor's state of mind. Like, okay, as this property, like, what is the neighborhood looking like? Is the neighborhood on the up and up? Am I catching neighborhood on the up and up? Is it in the quote unquote hood? Is it the type of hood where I got to worry about where I'm not safe, or is it just like a lower income area? Like, it's a difference. Like, you got to know these things when you're looking, because people like to call lower income areas automatically hood, and that's not necessarily the case. Maybe just the average home income is like $40,000, $50,000 a year. It's not like at 80, 90, 100K a year, or whatever the case may be. So it's like, you have to think of like, and I'm just giving examples. I'm not saying 40 or 50K is lower income. I'm just giving examples. Don't nobody get sensitive. Don't get sensitive on me. I'm just trying to like get you to understand that, like, you have to look at all these factors, because it's really a lot of it is analyzing work beforehand, and then after that, it's consistency. Once you analyze where you're going to get it at, and you just stay consistent, and you look at all your options, because the things that you're going to want to look out for, that you're going to need, yes, you're going to want parking. In some cases, it used to be parking wasn't as important, but you're going to want some level of parking, and whether that be street parking or whether that be a parking lot. In certain cities, keep this in mind, you need a parking lot. And like, in certain cities, you need a parking lot, hands down. Non-negotiable. You need a parking lot, okay? Then in other cities, you don't. Simple. So those are some of the things. That's pretty much how you get it. You focus on your niche, you set your budget, you put together your business plan, you know like what your credit is, and based on that, where you are. If you got the money but you ain't got the credit, either find somebody with the credit, or you just got to be really good with negotiations. And if you got the credit but don't got the money, find an investor who has the money. And if you don't have either, find an investor, find a business partner who has what you need. There's always more than one way to skin a cat. We just give up on our dreams because we don't have the pieces. But a lot of the times, that's the whole part of the dream. You're being tested to see if you're going to go get the pieces. Go get them. You have to go get what you want. It's not just going to come to you. I didn't get the ability to travel like I'm traveling right now. I don't have the ability to travel like I do, stay away for 30 to 45 days because it just landed in my lap. No, I went and got what I want. You got to go get what you want. If you want this event space, go get it, whatever it takes. It doesn't need to be no like BS. It don't need to be like no like excuses. Cut that. I don't care when you're watching this. Cut the excuses out. Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. And it takes consistency, because what you do leading up to you getting your space is the same stuff you're going to have to do when you finally get it. Business is consistency. You got to show up when you don't feel like it. You don't feel like going on showings, you got to go on. You're not going to feel like doing tours, but you're going to have to do them. You don't feel like calling all these real estate agents, or you feel like ain't nobody telling you getting a bunch of no's. You're going to get a bunch of no's when it comes to booking, but you got to be able to overcome the objections. Everything is just preparation for what you're going to get. So you got to learn that, and you got to understand that. So if you're having a hard time right now, you've been looking for months, either keep looking and just like stop complaining, or get a mentor. Don't be cheap. Invest in yourself, get a mentor, get my toolkit, invest in yourself. Like, I started another business and I got a course to do it. But before we go off into tangents, so let me keep going. So how will you actually launch this strategy, right? So once you find the location, you need to start marketing 30 to 60 to 90 days ahead. What I tell all of my mentees inside of my Event Space Mastermind is I tell them to, as soon as you start looking, you need to start documenting that process. People spending money with you is about know, like, and trust. I don't know you. Why would I spend money with you? So you're going to be asking people for, with your event space, $1,500, $2,000, $1,000, $700, $800. These are higher ticketed items. An event space business is a higher ticket business model, which means you need to establish trust. How do you do that? Document the process that you're actually a legit person. You just pop up with a grand opening business. It's not like a restaurant. People need to eat. People not just automatically thinking like, man, I'm just trying to kick it. So man, I'm gonna spend my last on this event space. No, but you're gonna spend your last on that food, that meal, your life. So when I'm making that comparison so you understand that, like, you're creating something that, although it's need-based, people don't need to spend their money on it with you. So what you have to do is establish that, hey, look, you're going to know me, you're going to trust me, and you have to make yourself needed in that environment. How do you do that? You do that with your niche. Your niche needs to be something that people need. What is the need in your community that you can center your event space around? You can create an event space that's a co-working space too. Like, what are you going to do? How are you going to be adaptable? Are you just going to be the same? Oh, I just want to do birthday parties, baby showers, or are you going to be like, well, no, I can low-key got a hybrid space, so we do kids parties, but then we also got an after-school learning program during the week and then on the weekends, because doing those additional things are how you really crush it, because now you're diverse, you're meeting the parents, or you're meeting the people on other realms, and you do know you can book this out, right? Really? Yes. With the launch strategy, you need to just start marketing the space 30 to 90 days ahead of time, and you need to be documenting your entire process. And that's it. That's all. Hopefully that was 15 minutes. Sorry if it wasn't. And that's it. I got the Event Space Toolkit below. Click the link down below, and I already text you. I told you what to text for mentorship, 312-469-0955. Text mentor to 312-469-0955. But my Event Space Toolkit is for current event space owners and aspiring event space owners. It is jam-packed with stuff. Click the link below. It's it's like, and it's jam packed below, and I'm talking about I got a sales training in there. I'm talking about I got my lunch and marketing plan in there. I'm talking about I got a content calendar for you in there. I'm talking about I got the 50 tips in there. It's all types of stuff in there, like jam packed. So go grab that, and you can grab it, and you can text me for mentorship, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. But I am out. Get the toolkit. Peace and blessings. I will see you in the next episode.